You've talked about prioritizing people who have criminal histories.
Correct.
But is it your plan to deport everyone who is here illegally over the next 4 years?
Well, you have rules, regulations, laws. They came in illegally. The people that have been treated very unfairly are the people that have been online for 10 years to come into the country. I think you have to do it. And it's a very tough thing to do. But you have to.
Did you see the moment NBC's Kristen Welker realized she'd bitten off more than she could chew? In a recent interview, the seasoned host thought she had President Trump cornered on the subject of January 6th and the 2020 election. But as Trump fired back with sharp responses and turned the tables,
I think that they'll have to look at that, but I'm going to focus on drill, baby, drill.
When you say that, it carries weight, though. You've tapped these people to lead the Justice Department and FBI.
They can do whatever they want. They should go to jail.
So you think Liz Cheney should go to jail?
For what they did.
Everyone on the committee, you think
I think everybody anybody that voted in favor.
Are you going to direct your FBI director and your attorney general to send them to jail?
No, not at all.
Welker's confidence visibly crumbled. Watch as the president schools her on minimum wage economics, exposing the disconnect between media elites and everyday Americans. This isn't just another interview, it's a masterclass in handling hostile media. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. As the interview began, Kristen Welker launched into a barrage of questions about January 6th and the 2020 election. Her rapid-fire approach seemed designed to catch Trump off guard, but the former president was ready. Instead of becoming defensive, Trump calmly called out what he perceived as media bias and unfair treatment. Welker, undeterred, pushed harder. She pressed Trump on specific details, hoping to corner him into a contradictory statement. The tension in the room was palpable as the viewers watched, wondering if this would be the moment Trump finally stumbled.
Yeah, most likely, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to look at everything. We're going to look at individual cases, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm going to be acting very quickly.
Within your first 100 days, first day?
First day.
First day.
Yeah, I'm looking first
Is
day.
Ukraine prepare for less aid from the United States after you're sworn into office?
Yeah, probably.
You said you can end the war in 24 hours. You've even said you want to try to end it before you're sworn into office.
I'm trying to end it.
You're actively trying to?
I am.
Have you talked to President Putin?
No, I have not.
When you say that, it carries weight, though. You've tapped these people to lead the Justice Department and FBI.
They can do whatever they want.
But something unexpected happened. Trump remained composed, his demeanor a stark contrast to the aggressive questioning. He didn't dodge or deflect, but met each inquiry head-on. This unexpected composure seemed to throw Welker off balance. The interview began to shift from a fact-finding mission to a confrontation, with Welker's strategy showing signs of unraveling. As Trump remained unshaken, the power dynamic in the room began to change. The former president, known for his combative style with the media, took a different approach. He began to challenge Welker's objectivity, questioning her motives and the framing of her questions. This shift in tactics caught Welker off guard, and viewers could see her struggling to maintain control of the narrative. The stage was set for a dramatic turn in the interview. Trump, once on the defensive, now seemed to be taking command of the conversation. He pointed out inconsistencies in media coverage, questioned the fairness of the questioning, and highlighted what he saw as a broader pattern of bias against him. Welker, a seasoned journalist known for her tough interviews, found herself in unfamiliar territory. Her carefully prepared strategy was crumbling in real time as Trump not only held his ground but began to push back. The interview was no longer following her script, and the uncertainty of where it might lead next created a palpable tension. As the questioning continued, it became clear that this wasn't going to be the gotcha moment Welker might have hoped for. Instead, viewers were witnessing an unexpected display of resilience.
President-elect Trump, did you get the sense in your conversation that he will actually slap those new tariffs on some of our closest trading partners like Canada and Mexico, or is this more of a negotiating tactic?
You mean, well, I don't want to say that, but I haven't spoken to him recently.
So you've spoken to President Putin since you've been elected?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say anything about that because I don't want to do anything that could impede the negotiation.
For him.
It's a great question. He didn't rule out the possibility that they could be a negotiating tactic.
And strategic thinking from Trump. The stage was set for what would become a pivotal moment in the interview, one that would challenge not just Trump's responses, but the very approach of mainstream media to political coverage. Just when Welker thought she had Trump cornered on minimum wage policy, the tables turned dramatically. The former president's response not only caught her off guard, but exposed a glaring disconnect between media elites and everyday Americans. How did Trump manage to transform a potential trap into a powerful argument for economic common sense? As Welker broached the topic of minimum wage, expecting to catch Trump in a rhetorical bind, she instead found herself on the receiving end of an unexpected economics lesson. Trump's grasp of the subject matter was surprisingly nuanced, revealing a depth of understanding that seemed to catch the NBC host completely unprepared. Trump wasted no time in breaking down the complexities of federal minimum wage policy. He pointed out the stark differences between states like Mississippi and Alabama compared to New York or California, emphasizing the importance of considering regional cost of living variations. It would be nice to have just a minimum wage for the whole country, Trump explained, but it wouldn't work because you have places where it's very inexpensive to live. As Trump continued his explanation, Welker's composure began to visibly falter. Her attempts to regain control of the narrative fell flat, as Trump deftly illustrated the potential negative consequences of a one-size-fits-all approach. He cited California as a cautionary tale, stating, "In California, they raised it up to a very high number, and your restaurants are going out of business all over the place." The former president's argument resonated with viewers, many of whom could relate to the economic realities he described. Trump's straightforward breakdown of the issue highlighted the disconnect between media personalities like Welker and the everyday Americans grappling with these policies' real-world impacts. As the interview progressed, the power dynamic shifted dramatically. Trump, once on the defensive, now commanded the conversation with authority. He drove home his point, warning, "If you raise it too much, many more people are hurt." This statement seemed to encapsulate the complexity of the issue in a way that Welker struggled to counter. Welker's confidence, already shaken, seemed to crumble entirely in the face of Trump's unexpected economic acumen. Her prepared questions and talking points appeared inadequate against Trump's real-world examples and logical arguments. The climax of the exchange saw Trump emerging as an unexpected voice of reason on a complex policy issue, leaving viewers to reconsider their assumptions about his capabilities and the media's portrayal of him. As the interview drew to a close, Trump's final assessment of media bias left a lasting impression. He questioned why the press seemed resistant to ideas like strong borders, great education, and a powerful military, concepts he believed should be universally appealing. This parting shot highlighted the ongoing tension between Trump and mainstream media outlets. The unexpected outcome of this interview reshaped public perception of Trump's capabilities. What began as an attempt to corner the former president turned into a showcase of his ability to handle tough questions and articulate complex economic ideas. Viewers were left to reconsider their assumptions about Trump's grasp of policy issues and his effectiveness in high-pressure situations. This exchange also prompted many to question the role of media in shaping political narratives. The stark contrast between Welker's aggressive questioning and Trump's composed responses raised doubts about the objectivity of mainstream news coverage. It left audiences wondering, how often do preconceived notions influence the way political figures are portrayed in the media?